My husband was a top secret spy for 10 years, but I just found his hidden clown room under the basement stairs. For 10 long years, I lived the life of a Hollywood spy's wife. My husband David was always on high-stakes missions. He had the black suit, the encrypted satellite phone, and he once spent 3 weeks in the desert for what he called a national security crisis. I felt like I was married to James Bond. But last night, while looking for a lost cat under the basement stairs, I found a hidden latch. It didn't lead to a bunker or a gun vault. It led to something so bizarre it made me realize my husband is either a genius or a complete psychopath. David took his role very seriously. I'm talking Oscar-level acting. One time at my cousin's wedding, he tackled the waiter because he thought the silver tray was a directional microphone. He whispered into his cufflink, "Eagle has landed, the asset is compromised." My cousin was crying, the waiter was covered in pasta, and David just looked at me and said, "It's for your protection, Sarah." I used to tell everyone my husband saved the world twice a week. My best friend even asked if David could neutralize her ex-boyfriend. We all thought he was the ultimate alpha male. So, back to the basement. I find this hidden latch behind a pile of old paint cans. I open it, expecting to see blueprints of a secret base or maybe a stash of foreign currency. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I crawled through a narrow tunnel and stepped into a room that smelled like popcorn and cheap makeup. The walls were covered in mirrors, and there were dozens of colorful wigs hanging from the ceiling. In the center of the room was a single spotlighted chair with a giant red nose sitting on it. My secret agent husband wasn't a spy. He was a professional clown named Giggles the Great. I sat on the floor and started going through the trunk. There were no guns, only rubber chickens. There were no classified documents, only contracts for 5-year-old birthday parties. All those missions to the Middle East? He was actually at a clown convention in Ohio, learning how to make a balloon giraffe that actually pees water. I started laughing. I laughed until I cried. I thought, this is the most hilarious midlife crisis in history. My husband is just a big, goofy liar who loves making kids smile. But then, I found the Polaroids. The laughter died in my throat. I found a stack of photos tucked inside a hollowed-out book titled The Art of Stealth. They weren't photos of birthday parties. They were photos of families sleeping in their beds, dozens of different families, and in the corner of every single photo, there was a faint reflection in the window or a mirror. It was David, but he wasn't wearing a suit. He was in full clown gear. The white face paint, the jagged red smile, the green wig. He wasn't performing for these people. He was just watching them for years. The last photo in the pile was taken from inside our own bedroom. It was a picture of me, asleep, from just 2 nights ago. In the reflection of my vanity mirror, I could see David standing right behind me, holding a pair of oversized clown scissors near my hair. The caption on the back said, "The final performance is almost ready. She has no idea I'm still in the room." I realized then, David wasn't a spy, and he wasn't just a clown. He was using the spy skills he actually had to be the world's most terrifying stalker. And he wasn't at work right now. I could hear the basement door creak open behind me. I'm recording this from a locked bathroom. If you think you know your partner, think again. Sometimes the person you love is just a mask or something you can't even imagine. What would you do if you found a secret room in your house? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to hear more stories that will keep you up at night, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I need all the support I can get right now.